Hello everyone, welcome to the preview show delivered by FedEx. I'm your host Alan Cavanna, and joining me once again this year, Marty Snider from NBC Sports. How are you, Marty?
I'm excited to be here, man, hanging out with you. You are so enthusiastic to start the season. I love that. I love it. No, the Daytona 500, man, who is not ready for this race this weekend? It's going to be awesome.
Well, let's begin. The infamous number 3 will lead the field to the green flag at the Daytona 500 this Sunday, driven, of course, by rookie Austin Dillon. He was the fastest car in preseason practice, and the RCR motors have been strong all week. But, Marty, as we know, driving a fast car and racing fast are two different things, especially for a rookie. Some think he can win this race. I don't think he'll be in the top 5 come the end of the race, but you're the expert. Where does Austin Dillon finish?
I don't know that I'm the expert, but I don't know why you wouldn't think he's going to be in the top 5. What people forget is this is basically Kevin Harvick's race team. The only thing different this year is they put a 3 on the side and Austin Dillon in the seat, and they've always been good at plate racing. So, 1, I'm not surprised he's on the pole, and 2, people always seem to find the fast race car. And you look at his Nationwide Series results at Daytona. 4 races there in the Nationwide Series, 3 top 5 finishes. Kid knows how to get it done. I think he'll be very strong, and he has a good enough car that people will want to work with him in the race, and that's key as well.
That brings us to this week's FedEx Social Pick of the Week. We want to hear from you. You tell us, does Austin Dillon finish in the top 5, the top 15, or outside the top 15 on Sunday? You can vote at NASCAR.com/social. Another contender for this Sunday's race has to be Denny Hamlin. Last Saturday in the Sprint Unlimited, he was the one constant, dominant car in what turned out to be just a crazy race, especially in that second segment. Now, Marty, that last run where he pulled away from everybody was only against about 7 or 8 other cars. And we know Denny is feeling good, which means he'll race good, according to him. But can Denny Hamlin be considered a favorite now for the 500?
Absolutely. I think of the last couple of years, when I look at Daytona races, and especially the 500, I thought Gibbs cars had the best combination of speed and drivability. And you mentioned that he did that against fewer cars. When I talked to Denny this week, he said that certainly played into his advantage. He had a lot of room to make those moves. I think Denny Hamlin is certainly a contender to win the Daytona 500 and one of the favorites to win the Daytona 500. And in fact, in a couple seconds, I'm going to pick a Gibbs car to win the Daytona 500. I'm not going to tell you which one just yet.
Yeah, before we get there, let's talk about one story that's maybe not getting as much attention as it should be. The NASCAR has changed the rules a little bit on the cars for Daytona and the restrictor plate races, adding a ½ inch of spoiler. Marty, it doesn't sound like much, but how much of a difference will a ½ inch make on a race car?
Well, it may not sound like much to the fans, but I talked to Dillon Jr. this week and spent some time with him. He told me it's been a game changer. He said because the game is just so much different in how you draft with these cars now. And he said the biggest thing now is the side draft. He said he used to use it as an offensive tool. You would get your car up against someone and you would draft off of them trying to get past them. Now you use it, Junior tells me, as a defensive tool. You get up beside someone, and when you pull off them with that side draft, you actually slow this car down that's beside you a little bit. So you'll see that bottom line work a little bit better, and that could be the key for fans for the Daytona 500. Guys are going to learn what line they need to be in, how they can best maneuver their car, and because it's so different, they're going to learn during the Daytona 500 what it's going to take to win that race.
All right, rookie on the pole, some new rules out there. Marty, quickly, give me your pick for the Daytona 500.
I'm going to go with a guy who I think it's going to take a cerebral driver to win Sunday. You're going to learn a lot during the race, as we just mentioned. So I'm going to go with Matt Kenseth. I think if you look at the last couple of plate races, they've had probably the best car when it came down to drivability. I think he's going to be very strong on Sunday. I don't think they really got to show what they had in the Sprint Unlimited because they were involved in that early wreck. So I think Matt Kenseth is going to be the guy to beat this weekend. I was very tempted to take Dillon Jr. though, because I spent some time with Junior, as I mentioned. He told me they have 11 coats of clear coat on that race car to make it as sleek as they can. He said they have put so much work into their 500 car, but I really think Matt Kenseth is the guy who's going to be the guy to beat this weekend.
Well, you should have gone with Dale Earnhardt Jr. because that's who's going to win the race. If there's anybody who can adapt to a change like the ½ inch of spoiler that they added for this race, it's Dale Earnhardt Jr., and we know his record at plate racing, and we know how he can adapt and learn all that stuff. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. will win the Daytona 500. You ready for this season to begin?
Dude, I'm so ready. It feels like it's been a short off season, but I am excited just to get some cars on the track and get a race underway.
Well, it's going to be fun. Thank you for joining us for the FedEx Preview Show. For Marty Snider, I'm Alan Cavanna. Let's get this season started. Have a great Sunday, everybody.